Hey, what's up everybody? It's Vern and I'm back with another video. All right, it's been 6 months since I bought the Fitness Reality A10 Supermax Power Cage. I used it all winter, I used it back in the fall, and now it's spring and I'm at it again. Today, I'm gonna show you why I still love it after 6 months. Here we go. All right, straight through the gate. If you search Fitness Reality A10 XLT anytime over the last 6 months, you probably come across my face in front of it enough to know that I love that I made this purchase. Most of the reasons I love this cage 6 months ago are why I still highly recommend it to anyone building a home gym, backyard gym, or garage gym today. We balling on a budget. And the first thing I love about this thing is price and value. There are a lot of cages to pick from, so when I bought the A10 XLT Supermax Power Cage, I had some concerns about whether a cage costing $250 to $300 was going to be strong enough for what I needed to do. There are a lot of cages that have a higher maximum load capacity than the 800 pounds the A10 XLT has, but I was like, who do I train that's going to lift more than 800 pounds? I had to talk myself off that cliff and pick value over pride, and 6 months later, I know unequivocally that that was the right decision. The cage is strong and it's light. Even with the Lat Pull-Down Attachment installed, I can move it around in my backyard by myself when I have to. I only mention that because I know some of you may be putting the cage on a floor other than the ground floor. If you need more information about the dimensions and weight, jump over to my original review where I lay all of that out for you. Now keep in mind that I use this cage outdoors all winter in Chicago, training myself and a few other clients, and it still performs like the day I bought it. I treated it right and protected it from the elements when I wasn't using it, but it hasn't rusted at all. And the only way that you can tell that it isn't new is by the paint chipping on the rack where the Olympic bar hits it from time to time. So I'm ultra impressed by the build quality and durability after this first 6 months. Initially, all I bought was the cage, but that was cool because it meant I had a safer place to bench press because of the safety bars. I could do pull-ups with the multi-grip bar attachment, and I could do squats, which is probably the biggest reason for getting a cage like this until you start adding attachments. The first one I added was the Lat Pull-Down Attachment, and that was a straight-up game changer. The Lat Pull-Down Attachment costs between $225 to $300 when bought separately, but when purchased together, it should be somewhere between $400 and $550 on Amazon. Now I said it in my other video, but I'm gonna say it again. Don't snooze and pay $700 to $900 when the price is jacked up on Amazon. It's still worth it, but if you're patient and you wait a week or two, the price will always drop back down. Now the Lat Pull-Down Attachment adds a bunch of functionality to the Fitness Reality A10 XLT Supermax Power Cage. Fitness Reality says its max load is 265 pounds, but the friction from the chrome guide rail is a lot different than what commercial gyms offer, so I can't come close to pulling that much on it. Don't mistake what I'm saying for it being janky. The pull is smooth as butter. It's just harder to pull than the same weight on the Body Master pull-downs that you're familiar with at the gym. I do lat pull-downs, bicep cable curls, tricep push-downs, seated rows, overhead tricep extensions, and after I added my little $12 do-it-yourself modification, I can do open flies, proper single-arm rows, and a few other exercises that the cage wasn't initially designed for. If you haven't seen my mod video, it's dope, and y'all should definitely click over and check that out after this video. One thing I forgot to mention in my first review is that the Lat Pull-Down Attachment ships with 1-inch plate holders, and you'll need to buy a set of Olympic plate adapter sleeves if you want to use Olympic plates with this pull-down. I'm using a set of body solid adapters on my cage, and I'll put a link to them down in the description. Hey, real quick, if you like what you're hearing so far, please do me a favor and give me one of those Fonzarellis. That means hit the like button for all of you who don't recognize the dude on the screen right now. I'm old school, y'all, don't trip. And thank you. Another thing I added to the cage since my last review was the Fitness Reality 360-degree Landmine Attachment. You need room for this piece, so don't get it if you have a small space. Now it's built nice and heavy and has a 360-degree turning ratio. This is more important than you might think, because it won't jam and stop if you move it in a way it's not designed for on accident. So you're less at risk of blowing up a shoulder. My old landmine setup was a standalone and it would slide across the ground during certain movements. But I don't have to worry about that with the Finished Reality Landmine attachment because it's attached to the cage. I love this thing because it adds so many ways to train in the transverse plane. And if you're not familiar with training in the transverse plane, check out some of my videos and do your homework because you should definitely be working frontal, sagittal, and transverse planes if you want to build a great body and be healthy. The last thing I added to the cage were the Finished Reality Dip Bar attachments. Again, the first thing I noticed about them were how heavy they are. Ultra solid, a quality build job. I do assisted push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and things like lateral raises with them too. The only attachment that Finished Reality makes for the cage that I haven't added are the J-hooks. The cage comes with the set, but the ones they sell separately are definitely better. But your boy is balling on a budget, so they gotta wait. Actually, there's one more thing that I added that I needed to include in the last video and didn't. Because the cage is light, you'll 100% want to add the Olympic plate holders if you're planning to use a suspended trainer like a TRX with the cage. Although it's ultra strong and can handle that 800-pound load capacity, it's very light, less than 200 pounds with the Lat Pull-Down Attachment installed, and you can pull it over if you're pulling it from the top. So you'll need to weigh it down with plates on those plate holders. So to sum it up, I really can't see any reason to purchase any of the more expensive cages on Amazon for 95% of the people building home gyms, backyard gyms, or garage gyms. The price on the cage is pretty much unbeatable. The cage is ultra durable and its load capacity is way higher than most any of us will ever dream of using it for. It has a bunch of add-ons that increase its value at a fraction of the cost of a gym membership, and it's just plain dope to have something like this to train with at the crib. All right, everybody, that's it. That's my 6-month review for the Finished Reality 810 XLT Supermax Power Cage. And if you like what I had to do today, please give me some of those Fonzarellis and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can check out some of the future content. I appreciate you. I love what y'all been doing for me with all of the support, and I want to say thank you. Love and peace, everybody. Out.